Super Lucky Disaster Man. Chapter 18, Real Kitty Side. The situation is like this. The innkeeper had told Komaeda Nagito that someone saw Ayatsuji Yukito and Tsujimura Mizuki walking on the beach, but in fact, they were exchanging information at that time. Tsujimura Mizuki is a special agent with the Special Division, suspecting that the disappearance case here involves ability users, but there isn't enough evidence. Since she hasn't been on vacation for years, she came here to check the situation herself and unexpectedly met Ayatsuji Yukito. Indeed, they actually knew each other. After all, Ayatsuji Yukito is not an ordinary person. Therefore, Tsujimura Mizuki recognized right away that Ayatsuji Yukito was here for a purpose and took the opportunity to share the clues she found to this detective. So even though Ayatsuji Yukito had only been on this island for a few days, he had already drawn some conclusions based on the clues and his observations. Of the dozens of people on the island, all were involved in the crime, with one mastermind responsible for the planning and another ability user as the center. Now, what was left was to find evidence, and Ayatsuji Yukito's ability, another, would be activated. This ability would target the murderer, including those involved in the crime, to die in various accidents. However, whether it was a monkey or a bird, they could only provide indirect evidence and could not point directly to the culprit. What Ayatsuji Yukito wanted now was direct evidence. Considering Komaeda Nagito's miraculous luck, Ayatsuji Yukito decided that acting alone was relatively better, because he felt that compared to Komaeda Nagito finding clues, the chance of Komaeda Nagito encountering unrelated incidents during the case was higher and would disrupt his plan. So it was better to split up. As long as Komaeda Nagito could inform him of the information he gathers, it would not affect either side's efficiency. That morning, they had a smooth avoided breakfast but left the inn after forcefully eating a little lunch to avoid suspicion since they just got up and had not eaten much. Around 3 o'clock, Ayatsuji Yukito received Komaeda Nagito's location. Just one location, there were no photos or recordings this time, and not even a description. Ayatsuji Yukito immediately felt uneasy. Although he had become familiar with Komaeda Nagito over only these 2 days, he had a relatively good understanding of his personality as well. Komaeda Nagito was a lively thinker with strong observational skills and high intelligence. This was evidenced by him not entering the hidden passage he discovered yesterday, instead quickly notifying him of it. Komaeda Nagito could anticipate possible future incidents and prepare a lot to prevent accidents. This might stem from Komaeda Nagito's past experiences, never knowing what would happen next, hence whenever he began to work seriously, his efficiency was exceedingly high. Just like this, receiving a location without any context. Ayatsuji Yukito immediately felt that something had likely happened to Komaeda Nagito. He quickly sent a message back, "Answer the phone." He waited for 10 minutes without a response. Ayatsuji Yukito sighed and began to head back. After taking just a few steps, he encountered a Muro Toru, who had been doing something since yesterday. Upon seeing Ayatsuji Yukito's not-so-good expression, he raised an eyebrow in surprise. "Are you feeling unwell? Do you need help?" Ayatsuji Yukito looked at Amuro Toru and came up with an idea. "I do." Amuro Toru was taken aback because he thought Ayatsuji Yukito wouldn't be so explicit about asking for help. "What do you need me to do?" Ayatsuji Yukito waved his phone. "I will send you a location, there might be a hidden passage nearby. Go check if you can bring out my nephew, or any animals inside." "Animals?" Amuro Toru was startled, his brow furrowed, but quickly relaxed. "You really trust me, don't you? Aren't you afraid I might be an accomplice?" "I have no interest in your identity, but helping me with this matter is certainly not a bad thing for you," Ayatsuji Yukito said nonchalantly. Amuro Toru grew more cautious, deeply hiding his part of the Japanese police, showing a fake smile. "Whether it's a bad thing, I'll judge for myself, give me the address." At the same time, Komaeda Nagito was protesting helplessly. "I really can't drink anymore." "Ugh." The ability user, Abe Hiroshi, impatiently aimed the bottle of mineral water at Komaeda Nagito, forcibly making him drink. His ability required the target to consume food and water that he handled, and it needed to reach a certain quantity. Since this guy hadn't eaten breakfast and barely ate enough at lunch, the conditions for his ability to take effect weren't met. So, his earlier attempt failed, and now he had no choice but to pour water in an effort to meet the conditions. Compared to food, water goes down faster, at least you don't have to chew, right? After being forced to drink another bottle of water, Komaeda Nagito finally managed to catch his breath. Too rough, he muttered. Abe Hiroshi rolled his eyes. You, who almost killed me with a hidden dagger, have the nerve to complain about roughness? This guy, on the first day, nearly discovered a hidden door while chasing a monkey. On the second day, he directly found a hidden door himself. Now it's the third day, and again, he found a new hidden door. Abe Hiroshi had been searching for something in the yet undiscovered hidden passage and had just come out when he noticed Komaeda Nagito standing not far away, looking at him in shock. Don't tell me you accidentally wandered here again. Do you expect me to believe that? Even though, in theory, Komaeda Nagito couldn't guess anything just by witnessing such a scene, the person in charge of the plan had said that if there was even one more suspicious behavior, no matter how coincidental it might seem, they couldn't let it go. Unfortunately, since the conditions weren't met, he couldn't immediately turn him into an animal. He had to proceed slowly. So, Abe Hiroshi pretended not to care as he approached, looking for an opportunity to subdue him. But to his surprise, despite Komaeda Nagito's innocent, harmless smile, he struck first, drawing a knife just as Hiroshi got close, slicing through his shirt. If Hiroshi hadn't dodged quickly, he might have been disemboweled on the spot. Abe Hiroshi was shocked. Can't you act more in line with that innocent face of yours? Komaeda Nagito kept smiling. Ha ha ha, failed. How unfortunate. What will happen next, I wonder? Feeling somewhat deceived, Abe Hiroshi couldn't help but ask, why did you do that? Huh? The soft-haired boy, still smiling gently, tilted his head. You were obviously planning to attack me, and now you're asking why I struck first? Only then did Abe Hiroshi understand why Komaeda dared to attack. You're clearly pretending. You came to the island to investigate, didn't you? Well, would you believe me if I said it was just a coincidence? How could I believe that? And so, they fought. Abe Hiroshi found that, unexpectedly, Komaeda Nagito's physical strength was quite poor. Apart from that surprising initial attack, the rest wasn't very intimidating. Soon enough, Abe Hiroshi subdued Komaeda easily and carried him back to the newly discovered hidden passage. Then Abe Hiroshi resumed forcing water down Komaeda Nagito's throat, trying to quickly meet the conditions for activating his ability. By this point, he had poured 5 bottles down his throat. People's stomachs can only hold so much, and Komaeda Nagito felt terribly uncomfortable. Unable to hold it in, he turned and vomited on the ground. There was nothing left from his lunch, and all that came out now was water. Abe Hiroshi didn't care. Don't bother. As long as you drink it, it will take effect. Vomiting it out won't help. Komaeda Nagito coughed twice. Do I still have to drink more? Abe Hiroshi wasn't sure, so he decided to give it a try. Ability activate. Do Butsu no Shiwa, Kanashi? Komaeda Nagito felt the ropes binding him gradually loosen as his vision started to lower. A few seconds later, a small, fluffy animal shook its fur, causing the rope to fall off, then looked around in confusion. Success! Abe Hiroshi said with satisfaction as he watched the small animal, a bit unsteady on its feet, stumble around, and use to its limbs. Komaeda-kun, tell me your phone's password, and I'll turn you back into a human. If not, you'll live the rest of your life in this form. Oh, and don't think about resisting. I can turn you back into a cat anytime. So, nod if you agree. Komaeda Nagito. Komaeda the cat nodded, and in the next moment, he transformed back into a human, even wearing his original clothes. He couldn't help but marvel, abilities really are amazing. Abe Hiroshi was stunned. Is now the time to be marveling about this? Shouldn't normal people be freaking out, glaring at him with fear and hatred? Why does this guy look like he's just discovered a new continent? Could this guy possibly have something wrong with his brain? Though Abe Hiroshi had some suspicions, they didn't affect his plan. Alright, now tell me your phone's password, and your bank card PIN. Well, at your age, you probably don't have a bank card. Never mind, I'll check your phone first. Komaeda Nagito still felt a bit nauseous. It's a fingerprint unlock. May I use the bathroom first? Abe Hiroshi. You still dare to make requests? If you agree, I'll give you my bank card PIN too. Komaeda Nagito mused, there should be around 10 million in it. Abe Hiroshi was once again shocked. How does a minor have that much money? I found a winning lottery ticket on the street. Komaeda Nagito replied earnestly, I know you won't believe me, but it's true. If it's fake, well, I'm already in your hands, so you can torture me however you like. Fine, go ahead, but unlock the phone first. Komaeda Nagito unlocked his phone and then went to the underground bathroom. To his surprise, the underground hideout from the war had a decent setup. There were even shower facilities, clearly prepared for long-term use. If the space were bigger, Komaeda Nagito might have thought it was a bunker. After freshening up, Komaeda Nagito stepped out of the bathroom, only to be greeted by Abe Hiroshi's exasperated expression. What's your email password? Why do you need one for everything? Can't you just stay logged in? Because I often lose my phone. Abe Hiroshi was speechless, but just as he was about to say something, his own phone rang. After listening for a moment, his expression turned serious. Yes, I'm having some issues here too. Wait, listen to me. Fine, I'll head back now. Abe Hiroshi hung up the phone. Before Komaeda could ask anything, he decisively turned him back into a cat, locked him in a pet cage, and hurriedly left the underground hideout. Komaeda Nagito, kittyside.jpg. Sigh, how unfortunate. But if I'm already this unlucky, something good must happen next, right? With that thought, he couldn't help but feel a bit hopeful. A few minutes later, Komaeda Nagito heard the sound of someone entering from above. He twitched his ears and looked towards the door, hearing the clinking sounds of someone picking the lock. The door opened. In came that mysterious dark-skinned young man, Amuro Toru. Amuro scanned the room but didn't see anyone. Komaeda-kun? Meow. Amuro's expression instantly became strange. Following the sound, he found a metal cage with a white and slightly grayish long-haired cat inside. Is this you, Komaeda-kun? The fluffy white cat, Komaeda, nodded. Amuro Toru, with a complicated expression, picked up the cage, carefully observing the long-haired cat inside, primarily white in color, with a slight hint of gray. Is this a Siberian forest cat? Chapter 18 End. Author's note. It's a pity it's not a ragdoll, but Siberian is also really cute. After all, green eyes, it's still a cat. Translator's note, this is Komaeda the cat. Cute, isn't he? Art by ChatGPT. It took a day or so to get a satisfying results. This one is the second best. But the other cat's eyes is more similar to Komaeda, so yeah.